My 2-week absence was illness and work exhaustion related, so I humbly apologize for not being more diligent in making these videos, but to be honest, you would not have wanted to listen to me ramble on without making any coherent sense whatsoever. So here we are. I hope you guys are doing well. I am feeling immensely better. We'll see how work goes today. Adulting is hard. I don't like it. As I said in other videos. But going on today, I wanted to talk about something that I find really interesting. Sherlock. Sherlock Holmes was a creation by author Conan Doyle back in like the 1800s, late 1800s. And he has been in like 4 books, 50 different short stories, and innumerable amount of video and film renditions. So many people have played this character and the subsequent Dr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, excuse me, Dr. Watson, who's personally my favorite. I love Sherlock, but I always have a greater response to Dr. Watson more. Okay, I'm not going to talk about just one particular rendition that if you go on Tumblr or Pinterest, it's all you see. I'm going to talk just about the character. Sherlock Holmes is a fascinating and multifaceted character that was created by a person who had just graduated medical school and rumor has it hates the character. I saw a quote once, but you know the internet, you don't know if it's true. The quote, though, said that if he was only remembered for Sherlock Holmes, then he had accomplished nothing in his life. So that just states how Doyle felt about Sherlock Holmes. But anyways, Sherlock Holmes has been played by a multitude and a variety of different actors. John Barrymore, who's Drew Barrymore's, I believe, great-grandfather, he played Sherlock Holmes. Basil Rathbone is one of my personal favorite actors who's done a version of Sherlock Holmes. It's black and white. You can usually find it on like the classic TV station, and they're always really good. They're really fun, especially when he's pitting against Moriarty, who's his ultimate nemesis, if you did not know. But Robert Downey Jr. also does a pretty spectacular version. I really hope, my fingers are really crossed, that they'll pull a third one out of the hat. However, I don't know with Robert Downey Jr.'s such really, really busy schedule with Marvel if they'll ever actually do one. And the thought makes me really sad because him and Jude Law and Stephen Fry make a really good cast, and I always really like him. And Guy Ritchie does a really fantastic job of directing those films, and so I'm really hoping that they'll do a third one. Of course, I can't do a video on Sherlock Holmes and not mention Sherlock, created by Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat. It's Moffat, isn't it? It's Moffat. Sorry, but I'm not a big fan of him, so I really don't care how I pronounce his last name. But Stephen Moffat and Mark Gatiss created this modern retelling of Sherlock Holmes featuring Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes and Martin Freeman as Dr. John Watson. Now, to be honest, I started watching it only because Martin Freeman was in it. I mean, hello. The Office and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy are two of the best things to just come out of a creative mind anywhere. And his version of Arthur Dent is just spot on. I love him. So when I heard that they were going to do this version, I started watching it just because Martin Freeman was going to be in it. And then subsequently I did enjoy Cumberbatch's version of Holmes. The character, I think he first, if my mind serves me correctly, he first originated out of 1887. And hello, we still have Sherlock going on, and Sir Ian McKellen is doing like an older version of Sherlock Holmes, and the film comes out pretty soon. And it's the year 2015, and we are still watching and still enjoying and appreciating this character that was created over 100 years ago. I find it pretty spectacular that we still love Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty and Dr. John Watson and Irene Adler. I mean, it's just, it makes me really happy. It makes me really happy because I'm really intrigued by the character of Holmes. I don't relate, but I'm always super intrigued by the character and what he can do with his mind, and how his mind is his weapon. And I think that's a really big deal, because so often we put such importance on like physical strength and what you can do with your body, like sports or superheroes and etc, 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 but I always find the greatest strength in the power of the mind, because that is how you truly change the world. It's because of a person's brain. Uh, so I really hope that they'll continue to create more renditions of Sherlock Holmes. I do hope that Sherlock continues. You never know. I'll probably be 50 by the time like season 5 comes out. By the rate that they're going, that's highly suspect. I do still hope that Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law will do a third Sherlock Holmes with Guy Ritchie. I really hope so, because they're really fun. But I'm going to share a little dirty secret of mine. I've never read any of the books, actually. I have like a complete illustrated, like when it was originally published in the newspaper, I have like all the illustrations and everything in this book. And so I just never have gotten around to actually reading it. Shame on me, yes. Yes, I know. I claim to be like this book and reading aficionado, and yet there are so many things that I have not yet read, and I don't think that by the time I die, I will have read everything that I have wanted to read, unfortunately. But if there's a particular short story, a particular book, featuring Sherlock, certainly let me know, and I'll take a quick peek at it, because library card. I can always get one. I can always find it. But I hope you guys have a fantastic week. The video is short, but I'm running kind of short on time. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will certainly be back here on Monday. Have a nice week, guys. Bye.